Welcome into another Tuesday night evening blend. I am Pop Blender, and with me, as always, is Matthew Matson holding up a fine vintage record player with Leonard Skinner's second helping. Is that what that is? Hang on,
Yeah.
let's go. Holy cow, dude, that is awesome. Love it. Stop it.
So it's not doing it right now. I need to figure it all out exactly. But you flip the on switch, it starts spinning. You drop this down, you drop the
Yes.
needle on the record, and it'll play Sweet Home Alabama for you right there.
Yes.
Um, and and it actually I can't figure out what makes it not work and work sometimes, but
Okay.
it uh, it works pretty well and it's loud. But the thing is that all the records are
Oh, wow.
randomized in there, but I mean they're little records.
That looks like the Skinner record.
Well, and then it's got a little sleeve in there that you
Oh,
put
stop it.
the record sleeve, and it's got the backing of it.
Yes. That is amazing. That is
Um,
absolutely amazing.
yeah, and so your Targets and WalMarts are stocked full of these things. There's two different versions of the
Wait,
record
what?
player.
Wait. What'd you just say?
Your Targets and WalMarts are stocked with these things.
Hey,
So yeah,
what?
you have to go down some of the other little aisles, and they've got these little
Oh,
things that are set up. And there's one with a red Fender guitar and amplifier, and it's also got a whole little music set up for you.
oh wow.
That it also plays music, so you can have your records or your music store display. You've got this one. You've got another one that's a different type of record player, and it has a
Hmm.
different selection of records that you can get. Now the
Um,
problem is that you get like 4 or 5 records in a blind package, and you don't know which records you're going to get.
okay. Well, I like the blind package you received. One of my favorite records and
Well,
and one of my
and
favorite bands of all
and
time. And
if you
wow.
decide you want some of those and you don't get one, I have an extra.
That's awesome, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I thought that was just a custom, like, oh man, somebody, sent that to you. Oh wow. Dude, that's freaking awesome, man. Um, and
Now,
look,
and 3 star, the record shop that I saw was still only 20, 25 bucks or something. It wasn't
okay.
that expensive. The little blind ball things are like $7 to $10 or something, and then
Oh my gosh, dude,
the
that's
record
awesome.
player is like 20 something dollars. And
Okay.
then the little blind boxes come with little other
Stop it.
accessories sometimes like
Stop
this.
it. What,
Um,
dude? Okay, now that I can get into.
it's
I
pretty cool because if you, so I can send you a picture of the ones that come with
Yeah,
this type of set, because it's got the common, uncommon, and rare records that are in the packages, and they tell you what they all are. And there's
dude.
45 different records you could get.
Oh wow. I used to collect little miniature guitars, and they were strung and everything. I had Prince's purple guitar, the cymbal guitar, and then I had another one. That was like a Stevie Ray Vaughan or something.
Oh,
And
I love Stevie.
I used to look those up. I mean, it's been like probably 20 years almost. Maybe 20 years ago that I was looking those up on like eBay or whatever, and they had somebody was doing them. They were awesome, man. And I remember my Prince when it fell off of the bookshelf and it broke the
Hmm.
neck on it, and I
Hmm.
tried to piece it back together, but the strings were always loose from here on out.
Hmm.
But yeah, I love stuff like that. Well, I too got a little something, Matthew,
Oh yeah.
and in my race to be the number one toy tuber on YouTube, in my race to be first, to get everything first.
You got
Uh,
your snow cat today?
no, I got something special, and I'm the first one on my block to have it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And I know everybody's jealous.
Oh
Everybody's
yeah. There it
jealous.
is, right there.
First one on my block, ladies and gentlemen, to get this. And
Now the
it's
question is, did you
what
go to Red Atlas and get the table?
okay. So I don't know what Red Atlas is. Number one. Number two, I'm not sure which table. No, I know what the table. Red Atlas, I'm not familiar with. Of
Okay.
course, yeah, I'm showing my stupidity. But yeah, this showed up, and I actually had no clue. And I guess I just needed to check my emails better, and it just showed up, and I'm like, well, what is that? And it was like, oh, well, that's what that is. And it looks fantastic. And like I said, in my race to be first on my block, there will not be a review though. However, because that would
The
be terrible.
the Red Atlas table comes with two different toppers, so you can have the topper that's bent like the chair or that lays flat. So it doesn't actually
Oh, cool.
transform into
Yeah.
position, but you can have it in one
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the other position.
No, I dig it, man. Want to say hello to Eric Thurman. What's up, brother? Cypher63. Shane, same time toys. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Clint is in the house. If people's opinions on the lanterns differ, remember at the end of the day, we're all friends. Yes, they may differ. And actually, let me switch you back to that side. Vinyl. No, vinyl. I dig it, man. That's awesome, man.
Mini brands,
Yeah, lanterns.
but all of your Targets and Walmarts are stocked full of them. You just have to find the right aisle.
Okay. Tuned in regardless of the thumbnail. Yeah, look, episode 2. We're gonna get into it, and look, folks. I know. I can't speak for Matthew. I only point these things out because, in these shows, things are so noticeable. They stand out. They jump out at you, and there's a few things in episode 2 that really jump out. I don't think we're going to go episode by episode this season, but the first couple episodes, just to jump into it, get an idea, get a feel for lanterns. What is it all about? What are they
Yep.
doing? And I think we know what they're doing because episode 2 really tells the tale of what they're doing. And
Yep.
so we'll get into it here in just a few minutes. Turk Murphy, how the heck are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. Obviously, 3-star draw is here in the chat as well, as you mentioned. And I know he's been looking at those little record players. I had no idea. I didn't even know anything about those. So it's pretty
Yeah, I
freaking
mean,
cool.
no.
Rare Sting mini albums today. Crow, which album did you get? Was it 10 Summoner's
Oh,
Tales or
No, no, no. It's
Dream
well,
of the Blue
which one?
Turtles?
Because there's two Sting albums. Did you get the rare one that was what is it? I just had it in my head. But yeah, there's two Sting songs that are on the collection. Uh, Message in a Bottle. That's the common one though. So you got the rare
Yeah,
one.
that's the Police. Should be a Police album.
Every breath you take. Yeah.
That's a Police album. What
Yeah.
are we talking
Well,
about? It's not Sting.
it's a Sting and the Police, right?
Ah, I'm a music snob, Matthew.
I know.
Let's see here. Yeah, he probably will have his snowcat next week and look at the 3 weeks it'll be sitting in the box. Cypher63 says, "Hey, what's the brand name of the record player? Does it have a
No,
brand name?"
I just showed it.
Oh, my
It was
bad,
that-
my bad.
the
Vinyl,
mini-
vinyl? Is that
no,
what
no,
it's
the
called?
mini brands.
Aha. Okay. Well, reading is fundamental, and I do have problems with that. 610 Yojo Daddy, what's up? Watching Kingdom of Heaven. Okay.
Oh, great. That's a good one.
Okay. Just reviewed The Fatal Fluffy as well as Cadet Deming. Boom. Booyah, dude. In a rush to be first. 610 Yojo Daddy is there. No,
Well, okay. I got a beef to pick with
I just
610.
kid.
I
kid
got a
because
beef.
I care.
I
All right.
got a bone to pick with him.
Uh-oh. Here
All
we
right.
go. Here we
So
go.
610 Yojo Daddy puts out the clickbaitiest clickbait video ever, and so I didn't watch it. I just skimmed it real fast because it says Snowcat unboxing review, Fatal Fluffy. It was a Fatal Fluffy thing, right?
Okay.
So he put question marks in there, whatever. There's no Snowcat in there. No, not even a single Snowcat. I mean, come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Clickbait.
You tried to bump yourself up in the algorithm for the day.
Clickbait. The game is
I-
real, brother.
I appreciate the hustle. I
I
appreciate
know,
the
I get
hustle.
it. Yeah, no doubt about it. The game is real. Yeah, it's all about getting them views, man. Engagement. It's all about engagement, folks. You can get the views, you can get the subs, but now YouTube needs engagement. They need to know whether people are using their thumbs on your videos or not. And that's a scary proposition. Um, for what? I don't know. Maybe we should maybe the toy tubers should start doing hot tub toy tube meta. What do you think? The kiddie pool, hot tub, kiddie pool
Oh, hey, be careful
review
what you're saying.
meta.
Hey, well, hey, be careful what you're saying there.
Wait, oh no. Anyway, moving right along. Sabir, how the heck are you two? Sabir, good to see you, man. Nolan's in the house. What's up, Nolan? Good to see you too as well. And Todd C is here to call me out on my Motu lack of knowledge, I'm sure. Okay, all right. I think we're. Oh yeah, the hype button. People are sending jewels and shit. I don't know, man. I'm watching streams and they're like, "Oh, and somebody sent 10 jewels and a farting turtle." I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh
You
well.
know, the Jules thing is weird. I was like, okay, if you're gonna send a super chat, just send a super chat. I mean, super stickers are bad enough because nobody can see them on StreamYard. So I guess they went to the Jules thing because the stickers weren't working.
Yeah, it's weird. Just like I said, watching a stream and somebody's like, and with 10 jewels and a goat. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Kiddie pool and Kent pool sound way too close to Kent. No. All right. We got a few things to go over, and hopefully you guys will be interested. I did, ladies and gentlemen, I did watch Batman Nightfall Part 1.
Oh, you
DC
did?
anime.
Oh,
Oh, I
dude.
did. Oh, I
Mm.
did. I did. I did.
I gotta wait on that one. I gotta wait till physical comes out on that one.
I understand. If you want to watch it, Matthew, of
Okay.
course you know you can,
Yep.
and I can tell you where to go.
Yep.
And I couldn't wait, and so I did. And I'm just gonna get it out there: is that Batman Nightfall from DC, the DC animated studios, is fantastic.
And it's this is the direction that DC should
Gosh,
have stayed with. This is just what they should have done
who?
is this because this is what they're good at and they have been good at it for uh over 10 years.
Let's think about this. What if they adapted something like that and did it like they've done in the animated stuff? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. I
Yeah.
got to tell you though, for those of you out there, yes, Nightfall, Batman Nightfall Part 1 is available for streaming today. I believe on physical as well, but I know you
No,
can
no,
at
no.
least you can
Physical is
buy
not
it.
till September 7th.
Okay, because you can buy it on like Amazon Prime. It's about 19 bucks, or you can get in your boat. So I'm just saying. But regardless of how you want to do that, it is worth it. It is worth it. It's very, very well acted. Voice acting is fantastic. The animation is amazing. And boy,
Who's
is it
Batman?
gory. Anson Mount.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And yeah, man, wow. It is gory. They do not play around
Yep.
in this animated show. So, yeah, Batman Nightfall, got a chance to check that out. Again, I highly recommend it for you guys. It's amazing if you like the DC animation stuff. Wolfgrim, how you doing?
Well,
So, oh boy. Look, we'll take a look at the numbers. There's really only a few numbers that are really worth, I think, looking at. In all honesty,
mhm.
today, and that's just maybe like your top three. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still kind of, for the most part, we're looking at Spider-Man just continuing to absolutely demolish the competition. Once they got over that 2 billion mark, though, it has kind of slowed a bit. People were speculating 3 billion. Um, I
I
thought that
think
would
I
be a
think
bit high.
yeah, I mean I always said that it would hit that 2.5. And I didn't know if it was going to finish there, but I knew it would hit that
Right.
2.5 and I think it looks like it may finish at 2.5.
I think it'll get there. I'm just a little honestly. I just thought the domestic would be a bit higher. I'm
Yeah,
not
I was a
lying. I'm a
little.
little
Yeah, me
disappointed.
too. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Yeah, I thought domestic would have been a little bit better. Also, I understand the international appeal,
Sure.
but at the same time, I didn't think they would bring that much into the box office comparatively. But I guess China went nuts for it.
I mean, it again. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Spider-Man is the most recognizable and most well-known superhero out there. I mean, it just
Yep.
is. This proves it. I mean,
Yep.
I say this proves it, but definitively, like time and time again, it tends to be the case. And
Yep.
so yeah, Spider-Man doing well. The Odyssey still kicking around. 500 million domestically, but overseas, almost at a billion. So 1.4. That's no
Yep.
slouch. You
Nope.
know,
No
and
doubt.
everybody I've talked to, literally everybody I've talked to, said that they liked it. I have issues with it, but at the same time, I know I said, hey, if you're gonna go see it, I mean, you don't have to see it in IMAX. I don't
Right.
believe that, but there are entertaining parts. But I thought the acting was really weak, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Um, Matt Damon is fine, but
Blech.
and then coming at number three, Insidious.
Nice.
Horror,
Okay.
horror movies,
Yeah.
tend to do okay.
Well, we're going to be
61
getting to
million.
spooky season here real quick. So
Yeah. I kind of the movies coming out for this spooky season don't seem to be, it doesn't seem like there's a lot out there coming up for
mm,
October.
yeah. Well,
Um,
you got to look at September because September's when it's really going to start. So we'll
yeah.
see. There's some that are coming out. I mean, but Werewolf doesn't come out until December. So
Well,
you know.
exactly. Right. Godzilla. I mean, some of those movies have been backloaded.
Yeah.
Some of that
Yeah.
stuff's been very backloaded.
Yep.
And 3 stars says, I still haven't seen Brand New Day. You'll
Dude.
get around
Dude,
to it. You'll get
come on,
around
brother.
to it.
Come
I
on.
got to tell you, though, because, man, like, if you see it on streaming, right, like, I totally get it. I don't think you have to run out and see it. I really don't. I don't think
Yeah.
you just have to bust out and go see this movie. If you get a chance, you got nothing going on, go check it out, but I don't think you just have to go. The End of Oak Street. uh, it's a time travel dinosaur movie.
Paw
Or whatever.
Patrol.
Like I said, and Paw Patrol, the Dino movie,
Come
right by the
on.
end of Oak Street, the Dino movie. What is,
That's
what are the
it. There you
chances?
go.
After that, man, this list really
Yeah.
for me, whatever. I really the top five, and
Yep.
honestly, at this point, once we get really, it's going to be about December,
Yeah,
right?
well, absolutely. But there's definitely a stream of movies coming out between I Play Rocky, Godzilla Minus
Yeah,
Zero, Street Fighter. We have a slew of movies that are coming this fall, which are going to be fairly interesting. The Clayface movie is going to come out, so we've got to check that out. But hey, do you
yeah.
know what comes out this Friday?
Shit. I don't know. We looked up the releases not too long ago, but
Yeah,
I
so
guess
so
this
there's
Friday,
There's
August
probably
what?
about 10 movies that are coming out this weekend, but I think only three of them that are going to be of note to any of us.
The 29th? Is that
Eighth.
28th? No, lay it on me. It'll refresh my memory.
So this is one that you probably may not have heard of that I actually kind of want to see, but it's called The Dog Stars. I don't know if you saw that
Oh,
trailer or not.
100%. Watch the trailer for that. That
Yeah,
looks like a lot of fun.
yeah. So it's a super flu virus thing.
Is that an
Just
Indian film?
dystopian film. I don't think so. Guy Pearce, Josh Brolin,
Oh no, you're
Ridley
right. Yes,
Scott.
that's right. There's another film that is
So
an Indian
yeah,
made film that we watched the trailer for.
yeah,
But you're right. Yeah, the Dog Stars looks quite interesting.
Coyote versus Acme,
That's right. Yeah.
and The Legend of the White Dragon, the last movie by Jason David Frank in his Power Ranger spinoff, where he was going to make all the money from because he got ripped off so bad by Saban and the Power Rangers.
I mean, I can only imagine who all didn't get ripped off during, you
Well,
know,
I mean, they got to pay so many actors, right? Because you got to pay the stunt guy, you got to pay the
sure.
Japanese actors, you got to pay the American actors, and then you have to, they're in the suits most of the time. The stunt players are there, and then the people that are the faces are the ones who are the only ones who get the recognition at conventions and stuff. So you send the American actors all over the place, and they do their part and they act their parts, but Jason David Frank was in so many of the different series because he
Yeah.
was the most popular one from the very first series. But if that is your jam, that comes out. The other ones, I can't speak much of. Oh, there's a Whisper Man that comes out. The
Whisperman.
Idiots, Just Play Dead, Finding Emily. So a lot of stuff that I don't know that too many. The Colony, that might be the
Mm.
Chinese. I think that's a
I
Chinese
got to be
movie.
honest, none of those are ringing a bell at the
Yeah, well,
moment.
and that's right. The Secret Woman. There you go. I'm sure you want to see
Well,
that
it's
one.
the story of my life. 610 Yojo Daddy says my daughter's boyfriend sent me footage of a toy island where he lives in Columbus, Mississippi, and my daughter swears Dog Stars is going to be amazing. It looks super
I,
cool.
I mean, it is a Ridley Scott film, and he's getting to do his thing. So we'll see
Hit or
because
miss, hit or miss,
he is hit or
right?
miss.
Hit or
Yeah.
miss. Let's see here. Joe Fan 84. What's up, man? Woody Triple Deuce. So I found a toy island today and bought all six dire creepers. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey man,
And
good
there
for
you go.
you. I saw a bunch of dire creepers flying around. I haven't seen Psych out yet, but I was informed that there's some near me, but I'm sure they'll be gone
Psych.
by the time I get there. Yeah,
Just Booth,
exactly.
what's up? Saw Spider Man brand new day again this past Saturday. I gotta say, I'm not the biggest Spider Man fan, but I really enjoyed it. You're not alone. That's for sure. You are not alone. I mean, at 2 billion, man, people are going back to see this two times, three times over, telling a buddy, bringing a friend,
Yeah.
and that's why it's where it's at. I'm curious to see where it goes down between the third one with No Way Home and brand new. I'm just curious to see years from
There
now
seems to
how
be
people look at those two movies comparatively.
a pretty sharp division, and quite honestly, as much as I like No Way Home, there are some major structural flaws in that one. And while there are flaws in this one, they're not as glaring as disruptive as the ones
Okay,
in No Way Home, in my
some of
mind.
some of the multiverse,
I hate it. I hate that shit.
yeah,
But the
I
whole interaction with Doctor Strange and Peter is dumb. It's just dumb, and it makes no sense whatsoever that they would ever
I
do
can't
that.
argue with that.
But other
And
than that, you take that part of it out, I
right,
really liked everything else that
right,
happened there.
yeah. Although I did think it was weird that Doctor Strange could not catch Peter somehow. Like you would think
Hmm.
that that would just be like no problem, right?
Yeah.
Like no problem at all. And so I did think that was weird in that movie. But I guess you tug at the heartstrings with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they got what they definitely got what they wanted out of it. And so I don't know. Maybe it's the rose colored glasses thing, right? Of looking back. But you are right. There are some fundamental issues in that movie. Okay, look, I want to get to lanterns. I want to get to lanterns, and I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. I don't want to belabor it and drag it out, but I want to highlight, and Matthew, I want you to highlight as well, just some of the things that happen within this episode. We don't have to go through the entire episode. Basically, and let me just give a little bit of a rundown. Just kind of, it might not be exactly in order, but just kind of a little bit of a rundown. Um, Basically, you have Hal, who has gotten bailed out, right? Bailed out of jail, and so
Well, so we start off the episode in the middle of stuff, okay? And the first episode, we went from 1996 to 26 to 2016 to 2026, and Now they're throwing you in, and I guess you're supposed to pick up the context clues. This all takes place in
Yeah,
2016.
they don't give you any
They
date,
don't tell
right?
you. They
No
don't tell
year,
you.
right?
Not in this episode. You're just supposed to know that this is all 2016.
So they kind of laid, evidently they laid the foundation in the first episode, and so I guess you're supposed to be able to kind of tell by what is happening, where we're at. Um, Hal Jordan's an idiot.
He's
They
a
portray
moron.
him as an absolute idiot in this show.
Yeah.
Um,
How
he
did he
went.
save the world? Okay, we'll get to that when we
Yeah,
get to
we'll
it.
get. Really, my questions are within this episode. Number one, he didn't bring the lantern to recharge his ring.
Why not?
Okay,
He knows the lantern runs out of charge in every 24 hours. Oh, wait, that's actual lore. Who knows what they're doing here?
it was mentioned in the last episode, right? The alien that exploded himself with the beeping timer.
Uh-huh.
Um, he mentions how his ring's almost out of power. Okay, so
But
first
he
off,
pounded it on the hood and got an extra 5% out of it.
yeah. So you're
He shook the
so here's the
remote.
thing. He's able to get more power out of the ring by using it like Fonzie uses a jukebox, by just smacking it, and
Yeah.
then that we get this voice that's like, you have 5% more power, and I'm like, what are we doing? He sends John Stewart back to on a plane, mind you. Okay, he tries to get John to fly. He tells John about flying, right? John asks him about flying, and Hal is
Imagine if
just
he could fly. He probably would have killed himself because it would have run out of power.
if he
Because later
yes.
on, when it's got 5% power, a ring that can power this man across the galaxy in a matter of seconds, and he uses the ring to hover above town for 2 seconds and it craps out on him. He didn't use the ring anywhere in between there. So that entire 5% was just lifting him off the ground and it was done. It said,
But
fuck you, and crashed.
Hal dumps a bucket of water on John to wake him up in the hotel room. They go outside, and then he's going to basically you know show him how to fly. And so John tries to fly, and it doesn't happen. And somehow he's able to construct a bird. Okay, he makes a construct of a bird without the ring. Without the ring. And so it's
Well,
basically
he had the ring on when he constructed the bird. Hal gave him the
he
ring, so
kept
he
he
gave him the
kept it,
ring. He
but he
gave him
kept
the
it up
ring.
without the ring. He kept the
Right, yeah,
bird
yeah.
up without the ring.
He gave him
Yes.
the ring to try and fly, and instead of flying, he
Right.
created
He
a living
makes a
construct.
bird.
He made a living construct that looks like a bird,
Right.
and the ring goes back, and the bird doesn't disappear. So he's got black man magic, and he can make this thing last. And then it's solely based on his concentration. So Hal gives him the task. He says, "Okay, you're going to go get my battery and bring it back, but you're going to make sure that that bird doesn't go anywhere." And so he has to use his concentration and focus to keep that bird as a formed construct.
Now we'll bring that back up in a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
So Hal decides to he basically walks in on a town meeting, and they're all talking about him and what's going on. It's kind of weird that the whole town is in this meeting. So while they're at this meeting,
Aliens.
yeah, right. Hal decides to no, we're not going to trick you, 3 star. Hal decides to go get the bodies of the people that were killed at the football game. He loads them into a car in broad daylight,
Dead, naked
and
people.
guess what? Yes, we do get full frontal male nudity. We get a nice flaccid penis right on screen.
Right after we had a line of dialogue. We had a line of dialogue about emasculation, and then all of a sudden, you pull the dead body out, and there's his penis.
I mean, dude. So here's the deal. Chat, we don't get gratuitous female nudity really anymore. It's
Nope.
rare that it happens. I remember the big uproar after Game of Thrones with some of the
Yeah.
sex scenes and how that was such a big deal back in like 2012 or whatever. And so that's something that's kind of disappeared from media. But something that has appeared now is that full frontal male nudity in a lot of shows.
Yep.
And it's very common, and it almost feels as if it's on purpose,
Well, it
and
is.
it's flaccid penises to demasculate men in whatever show that they're in. And I know that sounds weird to people, but when you go back and look at the context of these various
And
scenes in
listen
which
to
you
the
see this,
language that they use in the show.
it's not that far fetched. Okay.
No.
So nonetheless, okay, John Stewart goes back to Hal Jordan's house to retrieve the lantern. And Hal Jordan lives in a fucking mansion, dude.
Palatial mansion.
It is huge. This place
Fairly
is
well
huge.
maintained for a man who's drunk and broke.
No furniture.
I wonder who his sugar mama is.
Right. Well, it could be the gilf that's in town. Cooter's Garage. How the heck are
Well,
you, man?
probably
Good to
not
see
because
you,
she's a
buddy.
manhunter. So,
That's true. So while John is off to get the lantern,
in a literal sense of the word, as she's hunting John Stewart to sleep with him all the time.
but Hal basically he wants to figure out, okay, what's up with these dead bodies, right? So he drags them, and he pulls up to the football stadium, Matthew, and there's metal detectors, right? There's 2 metal detectors at the
Yeah.
entrance to the stadium.
We saw
And
those at the
so-
beginning, and you know what my wife's first comment was that would a town out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, have metal detectors up? And I said I can suspend disbelief and say that every high school football game in the entire United States is going to have metal detectors at this point. I mean, I can just say, okay, I could believe that.
Yes. So Hal gets out of the car and he grabs a tire iron, right? He kind of walks up to the metal detectors, kind of looks at him, and it's like, oh, well, he's going to obviously check the metal detectors with the tire iron. And
Yeah.
no, he walks to
No.
the front end of the car and takes the fucking grill off
The
of
plastic grill.
and he carries the plastic grill, not the bumper,
No.
okay, the plastic grill of the car through the metal detector, okay. But
So the
he's
metal
got,
detector's not going to go off because it's not even. I mean, it's just a product placement. I mean, buy your Nissans. Go
but
get them.
he's got a tire iron in his hand. Like what was the point of him removing part of the car? Like I don't even.
Product placement.
Yeah, it was product placement. So what he does is he drags these bodies, okay, or he's dragging a body through the metal detector, and it goes off, and he falls backwards with this naked male body alien on him or whatever. And he looks
Because
up
we
in the
have to
corner.
put him in another humiliating situation with another naked man.
Absolutely. And he
Yeah.
looks up, and there is a alien detector, a little
Yeah.
round, I guess looks like a smoke detector up in the metal detector, and it's an alien
Woohoo.
detector. Now,
Alien.
we don't really know this. We're told this. Okay, so there you go. So that's what Hal is doing. While John is at Hal's house, he reaches into a void of sorts, and he calls
Pocket
Hal on the phone.
dimension.
Pocket
It's James
dimension.
Gunn's favorite thing in the world. He loves secret pocket dimensions.
Pocket dimension.
Where he can hide his stuff from his butthole.
He gets the lantern, and then John is jumped by a group of men.
That he walked out of the front door. He walked out of the front door, and he didn't see these people that were clearly standing right in front of him. this U.S. Marine Corps sniper, and
He's
doesn't
jumped.
see them.
And he gets taken captive, and then he's riding in the back of a vehicle, and he wakes up, and of course the bird is still active, right? This
Well,
construct.
I mean, the guy kept holding on to
He's
the bird. I
holding
mean, he captured the bird. He didn't crush the bird. He captured the bird. So this tells me also that these can't be human beings.
Well, also too, how could John and his concentration level keep this bird active
considering he
or
was
whatever
unconscious. I mean, come on.
when he got knocked the fuck out? And
I
then
mean, black man
he-
magic.
he escapes the van. He jumps out the back of the van. There's cars left and right. They're on the road. He's running away, and then he gets hit by a van and
So,
knocked the fuck out
This
again.
is further proof Further proof. Okay, not one of these motherfuckers has ever been punched in the face. Okay, so if you're writing for Marvel, you're writing for DC, you're writing in Hollywood these days, you have exactly zero life experience. You've never stepped foot outside your door and actually had a physical confrontation with anyone, not in real life, because it's all behind a keyboard, all behind a screen, so you can say whatever you want and get away with it. And you think you can act that way when you're right face to face with somebody, because these people have never been hit in the face with a fist, because they keep throwing cars at people and saying, they're fine.
I mean,
Okay,
literally, he gets hit by a van, like
I
on
mean,
this.
it's almost the same thing that happened in Spider-Man: Brand New Day when Jean Grey sends that person walking right back into the street to get nailed by the bus, right?
Yes.
It's the exact same thing. John stands up and bam, he
Yeah,
gets
but
like smashed by a high-moving van.
and like Jean Grey, she didn't kill anybody, Matthew.
Okay, well,
So
apparently not.
John Stewart is okay. Nonetheless, they have a
Physics mean
conversation
nothing
with
to
him.
these people.
And so we find out in the first episode that some of these people are members of this group who were killed on the football field. Okay. And they basically say that there is a manhunter. They give him all the information about manhunters. But then they make one of the tragic mistakes in this show, Matthew. They, instead of showing us on screen this clandestine group of aliens, basically, okay,
Oh yeah,
who
no, no, okay. So hold on, hold on. So John's sitting there, and they take the staple gun and they stick it to his head and say, "You have to see what we went through." And we're like, "Okay, so we're gonna get some exposition here. We're gonna get an
yes,
animated scene. We're gonna get something,
flashback,
flashbacks.
something.
We're gonna whatever." No, we just
This
okay, I
is what the
understand.
manhunters. This is what they did to our people, or this is what
Yeah,
they did to us. And all we see is John Stewart laying on the ground, going, "Ugh, ugh, ugh." And I'm like, show us something. Like, give us
anything,
something
anything. Come
interesting
on.
to grab a hold of.
What happened to storytelling, to visual storytelling? It's gone because we're supposed to see the scene here about what happened to the Red Lanterns and
Yes.
and how the Manhunters came and wrecked their
Killed these
world.
people, wrecked
Yeah.
their world, right? And yet this whole time the bird is somehow still alive. This little green bird that John has constructed from his mind. And
But
and
I will point out a piece of decent, I mean, good acting, because both the main characters, they are good actors. They're just given shit to work with here. Um, every time the Manhunters is brought up to Hal, if you look close enough, you can see acting choices that show that he's like, I have no idea what they're fucking talking about, but I'm going to play along like I do know what they're talking about, because he has
okay.
no clue what manhunters are, but he's playing along. And there's certain little cues that you see, especially in this episode,
I,
that tell you he has no clue what's going on, but he's rolling with it.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that the acting in this show, for the most part, I think is not bad. Okay. There's a couple
Yeah.
characters I don't care about, but for the most part, I believe, and Cypher 63 agrees. Yeah, why show that
Yeah.
scene and not give us a flashback, give us some visuals, give us something.
Yeah.
It's just shortchanging the audience, and it's instead of show don't tell, we're just told, right? Um, but
Well,
but
we're not
the
even that really.
acting is not terrible. It's not that. It's the writing is the problem, and and so we haven't even got to the best part of it,
Oh
the
man.
best parts of it.
Oof,
So
oof.
nonetheless, so John basically they tell John we need you to go back to Rushville. Okay, we think Hal Jordan is actually the problem. Okay, they think Hal is actually the problem, and we want you to go back.
Don't
We want
tell
you to
Hal.
don't tell him, but we want you to investigate him. We want you to keep your eyes open and see what's going on, and then let us know, and we will come in and we'll get this manhunter. We're going to come in. We're going to help you, but we need you to go not undercover, but do some covert shit, right?
Yeah.
So he just needs to identify the manhunter, and then within 48 hours, he has 48 hours to do it, or they're going to blow up the whole town. Okay, this group is going to blow up the town if he can't do this within 48 hours. So now we're on the classic time cycle thing, right? We're on a ticking clock, right? And Clint, I'm with you 100%. Okay. Okay. So, uh, the exposition part, in my opinion, was a real miss. But anyway,
Yep.
so we get back to Hal convinces the sheriff to take him because she she finds out that he's taken the bodies, right?
She pulls him over on the street,
She
and he's
pulls
got
him
the
over,
bodies in the back of the
bodies, yes,
car,
in the car. And
strapped in
so,
seatbelts.
yeah. And so, she kind of somewhat comes clean, vice versa. And he's like, take me to the ranch, with the militia group. Okay. And I want
But
to
let me
go,
do the talking because
yeah,
I'm the
let me
woman
do the
here and I'm the
talking.
one in charge. Even
Uh,
though these are aliens that are dead and it is actually your jurisdiction, even though I told you it wasn't your jurisdiction because
right.
it's still mine. Because
So,
she's also not human. I'm just telling you, she's not human
So,
either.
oh, I believe you. So they make their way to this ranch, okay, with this militia, and they both show up, and then they walk onto the property. Now she's telling him, "You don't need to walk on the property; it's trespassing." Okay, that's trespassing here,
Well,
and
okay.
Hal decides to they come through the threshold of the gate, and Hal starts acting like a fucking idiot. Now, mind you, the ring doesn't have any
Well,
power at this point.
and he's bragging about the ring's power
Yes,
and how he can create a brick wall and no bullet's going to pass that brick wall.
and
And
and he gets
bam.
shot when he says that by a
Now,
sniper.
just to be clear here, okay? In every place in the United States, that is absolutely, positively, in every way illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's standing next to a sheriff. Number one, so you have law enforcement that has witnessed this whole thing go down. Okay, so you discharging a firearm in front of law enforcement is illegal. Okay, that alone is illegal. Okay, because you were having a conversation with people. Okay, you can't do that. You cannot shoot somebody on your property unless they are aggressively engaging in violence towards someone. And if they are fleeing your property, you sure as hell can't shoot them because they are fleeing the scene and they are no longer a threat to you, so you cannot shoot them. So neither of those situations were in play. There was a conversation and they were talking, and he was not being aggressive towards anyone. In fact, he was getting ready to walk backwards and leave when he was shot. So the landowner and the person who shot it are liable for all this situation and
Well, and
should be
and the
thrown in jail at that
conversation,
moment.
Hal's there to try to interrogate this guy at the ranch who's the caretaker of the land. And he's basically like, there's aliens, there's dead aliens, like he's laying it all out, right? But a sniper shoots him, and next thing you know, he's in the hospital. Okay, and the sheriff's with him in the hospital, and they're chatting it up, right? And
The
and
sheriff never left his side. She sat
never
there and
left
read
his
her
side.
book.
They're getting cozy, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna agree to respect your authority. Okay, I thought it was very strange. Again, this jurisdiction thing that keeps coming up. The
It's not
sheriff
just
wants to
jurisdiction.
assert
It is.
her dominance in this
It's not just that.
situation.
It's like I'm the woman here. I'm the one in charge. I'm the one who knows what's going on. I'm the one that you have to listen to and you have to obey my orders. Blah blah blah. She lays down the law as the strict girl boss of the show.
Now, the thing about the hospital that he's in is when they go to leave the hospital, all the equipment's brand new. It has bags and like plastic over it. None of the equipment's used. It's just really weird. And there's nobody there in the hospital. There's no doctors really. There's no
Nobody.
patients. There's
It's
nobody
empty.
in this hospital. So very
The whole
curious.
town
Now,
is aliens.
John gets back to Rushville. And this is where, folks, if you want to know where the writers are and the mindset of the writers and what they want you to understand about this show, this is what they want you to know. John makes it back and he's in the diner. Okay, he's in a diner getting a
Does he
cup
go
of
to the diner
coffee.
first, but before he gives the lantern back and all that stuff?
It says finally back in Rushville, John goes to the diner to grab a cup of coffee and runs into Zoe.
Yeah, of
It's the
course.
first time they've talked since the revelation that she's married to the most powerful alien hunting man in town. Each one of them talk how they are beholden to a white man. Literally,
White
Zoe
men can get
says
away with everything.
eccentric white men can do anything they want. They can get away with everything. They even joke because she says he's like talking to her, and then she asks him about Hal. But this is how she asks John about Hal. She goes, "So how about your white man,
Now, if
Matthew?
that isn't the
I
most
want to
racist
ask
thing I've
you
ever heard,
if
you
if
know,
if the situation were reversed,
yeah,
Matthew,
no,
and one of these
exactly,
characters said, 'So how about
exactly,
your black man? How about
exactly.
your?' You know what I'm saying? Like it's so.
They,
But
they they
literally,
wouldn't use that word. They would use a different word.
this conversation uses the words eccentric white men can get away, they could do whatever they want. And it took me completely out of the show. Also, Cypher
Bam.
Six
Yep.
Three, it
Exactly.
sucked me right out because at that point I was like, wow, they
And
must have
then,
written this show 10 years ago,
yep.
5 years ago.
And then John goes into the diatribe of, well, he sent me on a fetch quest. He sent his boy to get his stuff and bring
Oh,
it back to him.
God.
Is essentially what he says.
we
Um,
we get other comments about like colonization
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in this
So
again.
we kind of glossed over it, but while John was going through the house and getting a lantern and stuff, he found three uniforms.
Yeah.
Uniforms that are pure constructs, by the way. They're not actual uniforms. They're constructs made by the ring. But okay, never mind. There's actual costumes that the Owens made for them and sewed and patched up for them and all that stuff. They probably
I
cleaned
mean,
them for
he
him too,
does
right?
bring back a uniform, though. He
He
does
does
bring
bring
back
back a
a
uniform.
Green Lantern uniform for Hal.
and
Okay.
and Hal's kind of upset
Pissed
with the
off.
fact that he brought back the uniform, especially when you look at the uniform and it looks like a grimy, nasty, smelly piece of crap uniform. But yeah, so Hal takes the ring or the lantern and he mumbles the oath to charge his ring. So
Oh,
this is
dude.
twice now that we've heard the oath as a joke.
He
Okay,
literally
so
is
the
like, I gotta hurry up and get through this fucking oath so I can recharge this damn ring.
so the alien who should not know the oath can recite the oath, and more emphatically than Hal does when he actually charges the ring. So I don't see how the ring actually charges if he's not saying the oath like he means it. Because
It's
that's
just
how that works, by the way. It's all about willpower, it's all
but
about
they're
intent.
trying to convince you that Hal don't give a fuck. He hates this job. He hates what he's doing. He hates the ring. He hates being a Green Lantern.
So,
They're obviously conveying that he hates
yeah.
what he does,
Well,
and
and,
he's
and my
so
thought,
much so that he just brushes through,
my other
everything.
thought is when he got shot right there on that scene on that property before we get to the hospital and all this other stuff, my first thought was, how the fuck is this man still alive? How the fuck did he save this planet so many times and not die because he's a fucking moron?
Yeah, and also by not bringing the lantern, the
He
ring
didn't bring the
has
lantern with him. He knew how his charge
the
works.
ring has 5% charge after he bangs it on a car. It's and you're
At
right
least he
because
didn't
if
bang it
that's
in
the
a
way that
granny.
yeah, right, if he might have lost his class ring, so to speak.
It
So
would have gotten sucked up by the void, right?
right, but it just they're trying to convince you that he just really hates this job, and they're just like, he's a piece of shit. I mean, that's really it. Like, he's a piece of shit. You're supposed
Yep.
to not like him, and they're doing a great job of that. That's for sure. Jay Gonzo, Lady Virgo,
What's up?
hello.
What's up?
So so nonetheless, uh, John gets together with Hal. He lets him know what he was told about the 48 hours, about they're going to blow up the town. We need to find the manhunter, right? All that kind of stuff. And so Hal, at this point, um, he puts on the uniform.
Puts on the nasty, sweaty, greased up uniform
and he flies. This is really the first time we get any kind of cosmic or off world, and he
Boom, and he flies
flies
away. And man,
flies away.
he's on Oa in no time. And it's
And
amazing. And guess what? He didn't lose an ounce of power from his ring. But hovering over a town in
5%
Nebraska, he sucked up 5%.
gone. And and so basically he goes to a prison, and prison door opens up, however you want to just convey that. And Sinestro's in a prison cell, and he asks about manhunters as if Hal Jordan has never heard of manhunters. That's the
Exactly. Like
way
I
he
said,
asked the question.
well, if you follow the acting choices that he made, he clearly didn't know what they were, and he was just playing along.
Right.
And
And
and so it plays
Sinestro,
out right here that he does not know what the Manhunters are, but
right.
Sinestro does.
And Sinestro says, well, why don't you tell me about.
No, 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 no. He said, Manhunters, that's your second biggest problem. How's your protege, John
Yeah,
Stewart?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Billy Boys, how the heck are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we basically done for that with as far as Lanterns spoilers. It is on episode 2, however, so you need to get started. Um,
If you're planning on watching it,
yeah,
but
if you want to watch it, jump
ultimately,
into it.
this episode came down to being extremely racist and really dumb people. All of them are dumb. Every
It
single person here is
yeah,
dumb.
it makes just the choices, the stuff with the ring, the choices of how to take off the front grill of the car, the bodies in the morgue, the flaccid penis, the racist conversation in the diner, the uh, John getting jumped by a group of people,
That he should have
um,
seen coming a mile
him
away
getting
as a
knocked out
Marine Corps sniper.
him getting knocked out twice, but the bird
You know what?
still is a construct from his concentration. Remember, it was his
Yeah.
concentration, and it is said specifically. And so there's just multiple things that are
So
like, what is
I
happening
gotta
here?
I gotta say that if you follow John Stewart's arc, it's another one of these villain stories. He craves the power, he seeks the power, he feels oppressed because he's not getting the power, and he should have the power because he's that much better than Hal, and he knows he's better than Hal because he constructed that bird, he can do all these other things with zero training, right? And then when he meets Hal and he's like, I did all this shit and I'm not even getting a hoorah. Okay, well, he's supposed to be a Marine, and Marines don't say hoorah.
To
They
every
say
single thing.
they say oorah, not
Right.
hoorah. So they got that all fucked up.
Yeah, oh, I didn't even
Um,
think about that. Oh,
and
shit.
and then Hal is forced to give him a high five and say, congratulations, Snowflake. Whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it's honestly a self-congratulatory for an egocentric narcissist who is John Stewart at this point, who's this vegan and all this other stuff. So you're painting John Stewart to be a bad guy already because he's already have the villain motivations for even desiring the ring.
Yeah, it's and look again. Hey, your mileage may vary, right? If you watch the show and that stuff just kind of goes right over your head or in one ear and out the other, and uh, okay, like, but as Cipher 63 said, that conversation in the diner absolutely just pulled me. It reminded me of the conversation in the Batman movie, the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, with when he has that conversation uh, with what's her name? Oh my gosh, the not Black Cat. What the hell? Oh my god,
Catwoman.
Cat. Yes, sorry. I've been playing Spider-Man too, so I've got like all these
No, Black
characters
Cat. Yeah,
in my
yeah,
head. Black
yeah.
Cat, and like okay, so Catwoman. Where that conversation, they have that conversation, and it pulls you right out of that movie, right? Where she makes the whole conversation about rich white people or the rich white men that run the city and all that, and it's just like that doesn't even need to be definitely doesn't need to be part of this show
Yeah, I know.
absolutely at all. And the Taylor Sheridan digs, the militia, the Nebraska, talking shit basically about Middle
Well,
America.
you can
It's all
see
there. It's all
you
there.
can see that Damon Lindelof hates Middle America, has no respect for the working class people of this entire country. He has no understanding of these people,
No,
and he also doesn't understand people of other races either, because he is one racist motherfucker.
dude, I'm telling you, you can't. Well, okay. So here's the deal. David Lindelof did not write this episode.
You're right. He didn't write this episode, but
So
if you follow the things that he has written, it tracks with this like he actually probably did. But
if you
um,
saw any of the Watchmen that he
yeah,
did, it definitely
it
tracks.
was it went and it all that. Hey, look, do you have that quote that James Gunn said about Damon Lindelof? I thought
Ah,
I sent that one to you also.
trying
I
to
know
find if
I know you have the comments about what David Lindelof says about source material,
I
but
do have the adaptation comments. I did
yeah,
want to bring that article up.
but there's one really important one that James Gunn said about Damon Lindelof. This was after the Lost finale.
Oh, hang on. I think I might have it right. Let's see. No, that's that conversation. I'll see really quickly because I know you sent me a few things.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually sent that one to you or not.
I
I thought I
don't I
did.
don't think that you did send that to
Okay.
me. Can you give me a flyby on it though?
Basically, he called him a an egotistical narcissist hack of a writer who has no concept of how to tell a story. Period. And this is who he hired to write the
Well, he
lanterns.
was booted from Bad Reboot, so
I mean, they're all not James Gunn, but Damon Lindelof, Alex Kurtzman,
Jar
um,
Jar Abrams.
they're all Jar Jar Abrams acolytes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the Lost guys. It's the mystery box, and this show is full of mystery box storytelling. I don't think it's all going to come together. I don't think they have the talent to make it all come together. I did want to
No.
share this though because you and I talk about source material all the time. We talk
Yep.
about doing, staying true to source material and how important that is. And I talked about Batman
Oh, here it is.
Nightfall.
I've got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Da, da, da. Lindelof is close to Satan in my book because at the end of Lost, he and Yuri, storytellers, total scam artist with no integrity whatsoever and a liar. So
Wow. I mean,
that's what
that's
James
strong.
Gunn thinks of Damon Lindelof.
I,
Yet
I
he hired him to do this.
Well, come on, man. Hollywood is that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
you know. So David Lindelof, the Lantern's executive producer, weighs in on 2026's adaptation wars. Now, we talk about source material all the time. We talk about if you're going to do a series or do a movie and you're going to adapt something, then adapt the source material because that's what the fans want. They don't want your take, like, for instance, in this show or this episode, they don't want your take on what you think about eccentric white men. They don't care about your take on colonization, okay, what you think about militias in middle America. They want a superhero show. They don't want you to not only beat up their superheroes, but because they want something heroic from their superheroes, but also an adaptation. And so within this, let's see here. I want to find these comments real quick. Okay.
Well, okay.
In an
So
interview with Hollywood Reporter, okay, it says that David Lindelof says, we'll all just have to acknowledge that there's a level of hubris involved in taking on any of this pre existing IP, but it is called adaptation. Source material is supposed to change and evolve by definition. As a consumer and as someone who's making this stuff up, making this stuff, there's almost a responsibility to take risks. I don't think anybody wants to see you be completely and totally vigilant to the source material because then it isn't an adaptation at all. Shouldn't we be beyond this conversation now? No,
so
no, we shouldn't.
he does not understand what the word adaptation means, right? Adaptation is you take something and you put it on screen and you try to stay as close to it as possible and
Yes.
stay true to the meanings of it as possible as you transfer from one medium to another medium. And that's what the adaptation process is. It is a transmigration across mediums. Okay. So if you go back through history, it was imperative that oral storytelling be exact, always exact. And then once they wrote it down, then it became, okay, you have to copy this exactly. And then it became, okay, now we have to translate this from one language to another. How do we do that with keeping the same intent when the words are different? And so things get lost in translation, things get lost in adaptation, but the spirit of the matter still needs to be there in an adaptation. Otherwise, you should be creating something new. You should be writing your own property, doing your own thing, not trying to hijack somebody else's IP or what they've created. And that's the biggest problem today is they don't adapt anything. They try to create something new that's
So,
bullshit.
okay, so here's the deal. I'm fucking tired of Hollywood hiring people who hate the fucking they hate the audience. Okay? They hate the very people they're making the show for that love the source material, that love the stuff. They continually hire people and tell them, do not read or watch the original movie, do not read the comics, do not read the source material. We want you to bring your own fresh millennial take on this shit. Okay? And they do it all the time. And that's why these shows are so bad.
Yep.
Instead of adapting, instead of taking from the great writers, even comics, great writers from before who wrote great comics and adapting that, instead, they bring in people who detest the audience. They hate the very thing they're making. It happens in video games. Do you think that the people who made the new Halo game like the people who like to play Halo? They
Well, I
absolutely
mean, Bungie
hate those
hates
people.
Bungie hates the people
Yeah,
that
because if you look at pictures of the development team from 20 years ago to what they look like now, go look at pictures,
and
look them
and
up, folks,
and
and
you
you
know what?
tell me whether or not these people hate you or not.
I bet you if you said you watched an episode of Red versus Blue, there's no way Bungie would hire you because
Oh,
I mean,
100%. No, you're absolutely right. That's the thing though. It makes no sense. The shit doesn't make money. People don't tune in to watch it. They don't give a shit about it. They watch one or two episodes and then they're out because they get scenes like this fucking diner scene, which is a joke. And then they understand who's writing this. And then go look up the Blue Sky bio or the Twitter bio of these people and look and see what they've got in their profile. And that'll
yep,
tell you everything you need to know about the
yep.
people who are writing all these shows and making all the video games of the properties that you love, that you grew up loving or have loved in the last 20 years or whatever. And then look at the people who are making it and tell me whether or not you could be friends with those people or whether they give a shit about what you like. And Hollywood on purpose hires these people. Look at Star Trek. You know what I mean? Look at
Yep.
Doctor Who. I mean, just whatever. Look at Star Wars. They
Star
do
Trek,
this shit
Star Wars,
over and
Doctor
over.
Who, Lord of
And
the
wonder
Rings,
why. Wonder why
everything.
these shows
You
fail.
know, House of the Dragon.
It's ridiculous. And they do it over and over. And all anybody, I think, really wanted, with good actors, mind you, in this Lantern show, is a fucking superhero show that makes sense, that's
Do you
fun,
know what was
cosmic.
going on in the world in the late 70s and early 80s? Right? We had an oil crisis. We had an existential crisis going on in this country between presidential elections, between all the stuff, the shit that was going down. We were headed towards another Great Depression at the end of the 70s with the oil crisis and everything else that was going on. And guess what? It was tumultuous times, but Richard Donner and some other people came in and they said,
George
"We want
Lucas.
we want to make a hero's journey. We want to show an ideal. We want to show something to aspire to." And they created Superman and Star Wars. Okay. And you look at some of these things that came from that in the 80s, and you have some of the best hero stories that there are. And some people say, well, that's machismo bullshit or whatever. It's like, guess what? You need that sometimes because
Yeah.
because weak men make hard times.
What is
Strong
wrong?
strong men allow weak men to survive,
Yeah.
right?
What
And
is wrong with that?
there's nothing wrong with uh, a man being a man, being strong and the defender of the home and all of these things. There's nothing wrong with that behavior. Not that a woman can't, but that there are different strengths and different thought processes that go through all that stuff. And it's on purpose. It's to for human survival. This is how we survive as a species is because these things take place, because young men go to die in war so that we can keep our boundaries, our freedoms, our resources, whatever it happens to be, right? There's a purpose to these things. And if we try to subvert all that and say that everybody's the same, then nobody's the same and everybody's stomped on by the elite, by government, by whatever.
I just find it fascinating. I just find it fascinating that literally time and time again you see people and you look up the credits of the writers of a show or an episode or a movie
Yep.
and you wonder, you're like, and they got this job because, right, did they have the
Well,
right
yeah.
politics? Is that what it is? They have the right politics, therefore they fit right in on the set. They fit right in the writer's room. It is fascinating to me. We see these things stumble time and time again. And then you look up who's creating it. You look up who's in charge. You look up who's writing it. And it's like the same playbook, dude. The same playbook. There is
What's
Mr.
up?
Wonderful. Hard times
Yep.
make
Yep.
better men. Yeah, and look, it is a bubble. It is insular. There is a innate look.
Well, and this is why Hollywood is dead. This
It
is
it
why
it
I mean,
is.
literally, it is dead. With this merger with Paramount and Warner Brothers, okay, this will kill Hollywood because they're not going to back down. And Mark Ruffalo's anti-Semitic stuff and some other
Oh
people are
God.
tagging on with this, all this nonsense that's going on. It's going to drive the biggest producers, the biggest IPs out of California, and Hollywood's dead. Okay, the only place that's going to stick around is Disney, and they're going to think they're going to support the entire state. Disney has to support the entire state of California, and they can't even support their own theme parks these days because they're all breaking down and turning to shit. As Warner Brothers and Paramount are going to leave, and they're going to go to fucking Tennessee or Texas or somewhere
So
else.
here's the deal, right? All right, I'm gonna give you another example of another DCU property. Okay, and we're gonna ask the
Oh
question
yeah, yeah,
why. We're gonna ask the question why.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
ask the question who is this for? But really quickly, Cipher 63 says I watch these type of shows and movies for escapism, not to be lectured to by personalities with agendas. And we've been
That's
saying
the
this
point.
for a long time now. And agreed 100%, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
as Eric Thurman says, I'm here for California to fail. I mean, you're not alone. Okay,
I
so
mean, it
folks,
already is a failed state. It's reliant on other people's money to survive.
can you
It
guys tell me,
can't even generate its own revenue anymore.
Matthew? Can you tell me HBO Max officially orders
Oh
Jimmy
God, I heard about this. I
Olsen's
saw this.
series,
I saw
The
this.
People versus Gorilla Grodd?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the latest announcement order of a series
Yeah.
from the DCU. Um, who in the hell is this for? Jimmy
James
Olsen
Gunn.
and Gorilla Grodd.
It's for James Gunn.
Who is watching this? This is the show. An 8 episode show will show Jimmy directing and starring in a true crime show that investigates whether Gorilla Grodd was wrongly convicted in one of Metropolis's most famous murder trials. Who in the fuck is going to spend? Are they going to
OJ
spend?
Simpson. Are they trying to pull an OJ Simpson trial on you
Don't get
here?
me
Is it?
started with Gorilla. Yeah,
Is
okay, that's a
that what?
Gorilla Grodd. That's racist, Matthew. You need to
I mean, did
stop
he
that.
have a white Bronco? Was he
You
riding a
you
white horse through town? I'm just asking.
you need to stop that right now, Mister.
The
Um,
glove doesn't fit. You
is
must have quit.
but seriously, is that as racist as Target's new Halloween costume? Ladies and gentlemen, Target had to issue an apology because of this Halloween costume that went up on their
I
website.
wait,
Oh my
wait.
God. What
I
happened? Who allowed this? Who allowed this?
is it, I don't get it. How
Oh,
is
this
that?
is real.
No. Is it racist? How? I don't understand.
Oh, wait. You don't see the similarities?
Because of the posing of the child in the
I
costume?
don't know, man. I just saw this story
I
today
mean,
and I was like, what
I,
is happening in the world
I
right
mean,
now? What is this?
I mean, those are Halloween colors on a costume, and they chose a
I don't
black
know,
child to
man.
wear the costume.
I just I
Is
just
it is it
report
is
the
it because
news.
they look like they're fleeing the scene of a crime? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't
Now
understand.
stop it. Mister. You stop it right now. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I saw this story earlier, and then of course
And
Target
okay, so
issued an apology.
if you notice, the only people that complained about this, the people that filed the complaint, the only people that were upset about this were a bunch of Karens, a bunch of white women. Okay,
I agree.
they're okay. I'm just saying.
Now the apology the apology from Target. We pulled an offensive Halloween costume that should have never been part of our assortment. However, it did get through multiple people. It is no longer for sale. As a company, we got this wrong. We're deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our Black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step. Okay, now here's my favorite part of when companies do
Important
this and
first
when
step.
people do this. I love the grovel part. The grovel part, like we're gonna send ourselves through sensitivity training or something like that. It says removing the costume is an important first step. And the company is looking closely at how this happened and what needs to change to ensure this won't happen again. Oh, I don't know. Somebody fell asleep on the job. I
I
don't
bet
know.
you. I bet you. I bet you. This was
This is
a person of
ridiculous.
color who designed and all this stuff, and they're going to take the brunt of this, and they're going to get fired for
I
this.
got to be honest with you though, Matthew. Look at this picture, and is this AI at its finest? Is this what is that the mask and like the hat? Like I don't, I don't get this.
Yeah, no. So it's a little hood thing. It comes over and comes up like
Who
this,
would
and
wear this? Who would wear this in the first place?
I
You look like
I
a
don't I
giant
don't
candy corn.
right. I mean, I
This is fucking
with a
hideous.
leprechaun hat. I mean, look, that is clearly a leprechaun hat that's been recolored. I mean, it's got the four-leaf clover or maybe five-leaf
What
clover.
is
Okay, whatever.
happening?
I mean,
This is so stupid.
I mean, what's up with the leprechaun hat? Okay, and the Cheshire
I
grin. I
don't
mean, I
know.
don't I don't know what
I
that
don't
is.
know. But nonetheless, your comment about
Yeah,
the
but that
Gorilla
pinky's way
Grodd
longer than the
show.
other ones. I'm saying
It
so
remind,
that's got to be.
oh man, you remember the Strangers thing hands from
Yeah.
that one dude hanging onto the tree and how long his fingers were? He's like 10 years old.
Okay.
Nonetheless, look, and now back to our regularly scheduled program. Look, the people versus Gorilla Grodd. Like, is this? You know, what are they going to spend $100 million on this show? 8 episodes, $100 million for what? Like,
For another badly written courtroom drama that is going to be worse than She-Hulk because clearly they don't know how to unless they take the direct transcripts from the O.J. Simpson trial.
I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't know what they're
seriously,
going to do.
I don't understand. And again, peering into the James Gunn, DCU, and it's like, where are you plucking these fucking ideas out of the cloud, man? Right? Sabir says it's a
Okay,
walking eyesore. It does look like a '90s GI Joe character. Sabir, you hit it
I
right on the
I
head.
mean
Oh my
it's
God,
Halloween colors. What do you
it's
expect? I mean, it's sort of
fucking
so
ridiculous.
these ideas come directly from James Gunn's head because he hates superheroes so much. He has to say, what is the most bizarre and
I
obscure
guess.
thing that we have ever done in comic books? And then say, oh, we could make this an allegory for a race riot trial because you have a gorilla who's of another race and being defended by Jimmy Olsen because somehow this stupid little
Sure.
kid from a newspaper who's a photographer is suddenly a lawyer now, right? Is that what we're saying? He's a lawyer now?
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
which Jimmy Olsen is this? Is this
Well, it
uh
has to be the one from Superman that all the women were somehow fawning over. This it can't be the one
oh
from the
yeah, yeah.
Snyderverse that got
Okay.
capped. I mean,
Okay.
obviously. I did want to
And,
bring up another story with you though, because I did want to get your take on this because I know that you and I both were interested in a Blade movie and moving forward to that with that we don't know that that's going to happen. Probably not going to happen now, but um, but you remember the Wonder Man show? And
yes.
okay, look, so I recommended Wonder Man. I didn't recommend it as a superhero show. I still
Yeah.
recommend Wonder Man because I think the acting
Pretty
in
good
that
show.
show is pretty good for
Yeah, yeah,
what it is. I think
yeah.
it's a good show about a failed actor trying to get his big break. And I think Ben Kingsley is fantastic in Wonder Man. So for what it is, okay, what I was expecting out of Wonder Man, I don't know what to expect. Didn't know a lot about the character, but I thought for what that show was, it was not bad at all, and I thought it was pretty good. But it got canceled. Okay, they so Marvel initially said they were going to renew it, then it got canceled, and that news came as kind of a shock. And initially, okay, the star of the show,
Made a
uh,
great statement.
Yahya Mateen. Okay.
He made a
He
great
he
statement.
absolutely did. He spelled it out here and just said, "Hey, you know that's life, right? But if you guys enjoyed the show and watched it, and thanks for people sharing that they enjoyed the show in some way or another, and people that watch it on YouTube, you know, and I really appreciate it. You know, thinking of you all guys. And he got nominated for an Emmy. And so it's like, you know, good deal, right? Good
Yeah,
response.
that's perfect
Well,
response.
evidently,
The mafia
it's
got to him.
it seems that the mafia got to him because now he breaks his silence on the Wonder Man and Blade cancellations by saying that the optics are obvious. And I do want to scroll down to get this
The optics are obvious
comment.
because you had the lowest viewed TV show of any of the Marvel
Well,
things
here
ever.
is the here's the quote. Talking to Vanity Fair, he now says, okay, after his initial post on Instagram a month ago or whatever, he says that on his comments on Blade and Wonder Man being shelved, he says, I think the optics are obvious. If I'm a big business, if I'm Disney, if I'm Marvel, I don't want to be attached to these optics. So it should be a priority to change that narrative and to do what it takes to responsibly change that narrative with quality stories, with quality resources. I was told it had something to do with viewership numbers, wasn't told what those numbers were, but ultimately, for whatever reason it was, they decided it didn't make sense for business. And that's the decision we live with, and we keep on marching forward. So basically, his comments at this point are saying that the optics are obvious. They were black led shows and they got canceled by Marvel. Matthew, in what world do you think
If you
that
read that,
Marvel or Disney would want to be attached to any optics? As a matter of fact, they've gone out of their way to be the other way around, if I'm not mistaken. Does that
yeah,
make sense?
well, so okay, hmm, based on what he actually said in that article, what the actual quote is, you might not think that poorly of the man because he's still saying the same thing he was saying before.
I agree. I'm not even saying anything about him as far as
But the
what
way
I'm
they
saying is
title it and the way they're twisting it is very much seeming like something else is going on, and that's not the
it's the
case.
narrative. It's the
Yeah,
narrative
they they
part
they're
though.
they're they're trying to feed the narrative with headlines, and when you dig into the
Right.
headlines and you see what people actually say, it's very different from what they're trying to present them as saying.
But what I will say is this is that whenever, like a quote is, it should be a priority to change the narrative and to do what it takes to responsibly change that narrative with quality stories, the inference is there.
Well,
And
okay,
the thing
okay,
is
I
Blade,
get that part,
yeah,
but
Blade was not canceled because it was a black led, movie. I would dare say that I don't care if you're black or white or whatever. Like if you're a fan of Blade, if you like those older movies and you wanted a new movie, you're all in, right? That
yep.
has nothing to do with it. You love that character. You
I
want to
mean,
see that movie
Blade's a
get made.
Blade's a great character, and that first movie was
Yes.
phenomenal. And you really can't beat that as truly kicking off the Marvel Cinematic Universe if you
The
really want to break it
problem,
down.
oh no, exactly. But
The
you're
the,
right.
the,
But the
the
problem was
problem
they
is
couldn't get a
they couldn't
script
agree on a
together.
script. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. The script wasn't there, and they kept throwing ideas around what they wanted to do. But every time they test marketed it or tried to test the waters to see how that script would do, everybody shut that shit down fast.
Yes.
And honestly, so many people have said it already, and I'll repeat it here, is like, how fucking hard is it to have a guy fucking slaughtering vampires? That's all he's got to do.
That's all
All he
anybody
has to
wants to
do,
see.
all he has to do is go through, look like a fucking badass, wearing sunglasses at night, wielding a katana sword, slicing up fucking vampires and lighting them on fire as he goes through and tries to exterminate the vampire plague that is striking the Marvel Cinematic Universe or wherever else you want to put him.
It's the
It's
part of
not
me,
fucking hard.
right. It's the part of me though that when you think about when that movie came out and others from when I was a child, is it's the one thing that always kind of kills me about this narrative nowadays about that, you can only relate to characters that look like you on
Which
a
is
screen.
bullshit. That is the most narcissistic,
I
egotistical
agree.
fucking pile of shit I've ever heard of before. Because I can relate to a character if they are a real breathing human being that has feelings. I can identify with a woman, with a person of a different race. Doesn't matter. I
Who
can
didn't want to be
empathize with
that
their
character?
situation. Everybody wanted to be fucking Blade because he was the coolest motherfucker on
Absolutely.
the planet at the time.
Who also didn't want to be Eddie Murphy at times, right? Who,
I mean, Beverly Hills Cop, 48 Hours. I mean, there
and
was shit. I mean, he was on top of the world with between Raw. Yeah, Eddie Murphy was the fucking man.
Delirious.
Michael fucking Jordan. Come on, guys.
Well, and the thing is,
Be like Mike.
I don't want to bring it up necessarily to be reductive. What I mean is when I read stuff like this, and as Sabir says, it's pretty funny. It's like Al Sharpton got at him, or Rolanda Martina. Yeah, it's the thing is like I like this actor and I like this guy and I liked what he did in Wonder Man. I
Yeah.
liked what he said after it got canceled. And
Yes.
if they wanted to bring it back, I'm fine with that. Cool,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
but
you got to
now
find the right budget for the audience.
this
I mean, that's the big
turn,
thing.
and I just hate that this connotation is with these comments that here we are again. Look, Wonder Man didn't get canceled because it was a black guy in the lead. Blade didn't
No.
get canceled because it was a black guy in the lead. Wonder Man got canceled because nobody watched it, and it's not fiscally
Right.
responsible.
It got canceled because nobody could figure out what it was.
Yeah,
Right. Is it a superhero show? Is it this guy going through Hollywood? What are we looking at here? And so, and not to say that things like that aren't good because we've passed on all kinds of stuff in the 80s and 90s that
yeah,
turned out to be cult classics later. right? And there's always opportunity for things to be revived or withstand the test of time. Like The Princess Bride was a huge failure at the box office, but everybody loves that movie, right? There's so many
Absolutely.
things go through this process of finding the proper audience, but you have to be able to get material out there and you have to let it settle in the zeitgeist so people can talk about it, so people can propagate it. But guess what? You're creating a bunch of bullshit shows that air one time and nobody ever talks about them ever again because they're like, oh, that was a thing. Sure,
I
whatever.
mean, hey, let's one okay, one stream. I need to write this down so I don't forget. One stream, and I'd love the chat to literally sit and list list all of the shows that Marvel, okay, list all the just the
Mm-hmm.
various Star Wars, Marvel shows, whatever. Go down that list and look at how many of them that nobody gives a shit about. Just
Yep.
show after show after show after show after show, and see the chat's reaction, or at least have people think about it, and actually really look at it and go, man, they dumped $130 million into they dumped $28 million an episode into this show. They dumped $18 million an episode, and
They dropped five
nobody
hundred million
watches them.
dollars on that series. What?
Incredible, dude. I mean, and so look again. I just hate that this narrative gets brought back out and propagated in the trades
Yeah.
and the media, and it makes the rounds, and then it gets all the Twitter bots, and it gets all that stuff.
It.
And as Eric says, Gen X was raised different, and yes,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
yes, there
Very,
is
very
a
different.
difference
Yeah.
in how you look at people, how you generally treat people, and I swear I thought we had a lot of this shit licked in the 90s, dude.
The '90s is probably the greatest time in all of human
I
history. I
really
mean,
believe that in media, in
in
sports, in
everything, you look
culture,
at it.
in movies, just everything. It's like I
You look at
really
the
thought that
'90s.
race was becoming a thing of the past, and
It
somehow we got a bunch of hustlers that brought it all
Well,
right back.
you got Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and a bunch of other people that came up and said, "Hey, there's money to be made here," and
I
then they went off
guess.
that. I mean, seriously, look at the '90s. Look at the stuff that came out in the '90s. I mean, we made fun of black exploitation at the point at which the script was flipped on it because we had so many characters that were getting their due, getting their justice, getting the spotlight that they deserved in from the late '80s or early through the mid to even the end of the '90s. And think about how many actors that we know from that time frame, from Wesley Snipes to Lawrence Fishburne to Denzel Washington. I mean, he was like the most popular guy on the freaking planet, right? And
Absolutely.
we broke through all these barriers, and then all of a sudden we threw them all back up again. But you talk to Morgan Freeman or Denzel Washington, Lawrence
Morgan
Fishburne,
Freeman.
any of these guys, and you're like,
Yeah.
they had hard times that they dealt with, and I do not discount that. Samuel L. Jackson, right? But
Absolutely.
but they also had really good times where they were extremely successful, and the humble people who paid attention to how they got there understood that what Michael Jordan understood and said in the '90s. It's like, I'm not going to alienate half the people who love me or follow me or pay for my product by saying something stupid. So I'm going to mind my business and I'm going to do my thing, be who I am, and then people are going to either come to me or they're not, and that's fine.
Well, you
And I
see the different level of how I don't care about talent on a basketball court. I mean, I do, and I watched Jordan, obviously, but you see how people think about Michael Jordan and how people think about LeBron, and they go about discussing things two completely different ways.
right, yeah,
And you see the level of love that Michael gets, and you see the vitriol, and you see the divisiveness that LeBron gets, and there's a reason why, and it's because it always seems like LeBron is clinging on to whatever it is that he can cling on to, right?
Yeah,
And I'm not
but
talking about
Patrick,
basketball, just
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about socially.
yeah, Patrick Duffy, he was another one of those guys. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Uh, Justin, yeah, Disney Marvel needs to give the Blade film rights to another studio, give their director, writers, and producers complete control. Sabir says,
they're never going to do that. They're never going to
no, of
let
course
go
not
of another
now. No, of
property.
course not.
No, can't.
Sabir says
If they
that's
could
when the
get
first
Spider-Man back, they
Matrix.
would take it back from Sony.
Yeah. That's when the first Matrix dropped, says Sabir, and the first Blade. No one I know anywhere disliked Blade because a black man portrayed him or Morpheus neither. No, I agree. I did not hear that. I did not read those
Right.
articles. Those
Yeah.
those articles, those headlines did not exist.
Yep.
And now they exist every day from the same old places and the same old websites and the same
Yep.
old crap. Clint Jorgensen says, I'm doing these polls for best movies from 1990, 91, and there were bangers those years. Oh,
Oh
dude.
man, so many good movies. And I mean, you look at the movies that came out in the entire decade of the 80s and how many incredible movies came out every freaking year. And that went on to about 1996, tapered off a little bit, but there were some great movies throughout the entire 90s as well. 80s and
Every
90s
week,
was is peak human
every week,
civilization.
generally speaking, at the very least, yes, you have your slow periods and movie dumps in January and February and shit like that. But for the most part, you routinely had a movie come out that you would consider going to the theater for, like
Yeah,
without a doubt. And,
absolutely.
and we did want to get to this as well. Yes, folks, Dolly Parton passed away
We
today
got to
at
talk
the
about Dolly.
age of 80 years young. I honestly,
Oh,
Matthew, thought she was older than that. I'm not. We talked about this at work with several people because the news
yeah.
came down while I was at work, and of course, it became a topic of conversation. And you sent me something that was really fun, and I do want to bring it up before we get back into some other news here in a few minutes. But I wanted to bring this up because you sent this to me, and this is a photo shoot that she did with Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1977. And just flipping through these pictures actually is pretty funny. Look at the outfit for one.
I
Classic
mean,
70s country.
this woman knew how to make money, and she was good at it. She knew what she had, and she was one of the most kindest, generous people on the entire planet. 350 million books to children. She started a movie with Burt Reynolds, the greatest little whorehouse in Texas, and there wasn't supposed to be a love interest between Burt Reynolds and her, and she's like, well, why not? I want to kiss Bert, so I'm going to kiss Bert.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
I mean, she knew what she had. She was on the Orville, and there's a whole feminism, women's rights type of issue thing going on there, and it was a really well told story based on the science fiction construct that they brought it to you with, and Dolly Parton became a prophet for an entire species because of her lyrics and the way she interacted with the world because she was one of the most amazing human beings we've ever had on this planet.
well, here, obviously in the state of Tennessee and obviously out in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg and everything, very well known, but very charitable. Um, her, so in my area where I work, her sister came into restaurants in that area, and she paid for all of her nieces and all the kids'
She
educations. She paid for all their educations and nursing schools and all that
well, no,
stuff.
so at Dollywood, she would pay for all of the employees there to have
Yeah.
food, to have shelter, to have education. She paid for their educations if they worked at Dollywood, right? I mean, she was just all about supporting the people around her. Donated, uh, you know, um, You know, I'm sure it was more than $1 million of her own money for
She
that
when the
relief. But
wildfires when that happened in the Smokies, I mean, she was
yeah, no, that
definitely
was
on the
big.
forefront of raising money, donating money. Yeah, that was devastating actually.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
easy to forget about stuff like that when it happens or after the fact, but yeah,
And
looking back, that was a really big deal up there.
And just so you all know that in 2045, a new Dolly Parton song will be released because she archived it and put it in the safe in the vault in Dollywood to be released at
Huh.
2045. And she kind of regrets the fact that she did it because she wanted to release it earlier because it's such a good song and it is about the times we live in when she wrote it. And so it's very interesting to see, 2045, we're going to get a new Dolly Parton song. If anybody has a way to play a CD, that's the only stipulation, I guess.
You just go to a Goodwill, you'll find a CD player there. I promise you that
Okay,
shit.
look, if we still have record players around, we've got to have somebody who's still making
Right.
CD players.
I
I'm just
will
saying.
say that as a kid growing up and watching 9 to 5, you know, that movie and
Well, and it's one of the greatest fight scenes ever filmed was in the Orville, and they played 9 to 5 as the song that was going on in the background of the battle. It's hilarious. It's awesome.
um yeah, definitely one of a kind, that's for sure. And she sure as shit didn't take no shit.
From
And
anybody,
right.
nobody.
And she I will say in later years, I mean, to me, like, she did kind of get the victory parade kind of whenever she would go on a
Sure.
talk show or she would show up at a concert or she would and so, to me, um I'm glad to see that, like, she was, not only getting recognized for her
Yeah.
charitable efforts, obviously, books, especially, with
Yeah.
children and reading, but anytime she would pop up with a celebrity, and sing a song or just be there, she definitely got that victory lap,
Well,
and
and you think
well
about
deserved.
some of the top records of all time and how those people have been inspired by Dolly or covered Dolly songs.
Oh yeah,
Um, but
Whitney
I mean,
Houston had
it,
biggest hit. Her
yep.
biggest hit was a
Well,
Dolly Parton song.
yeah, I mean, Shania Twain talked about it. Several people talked about it. Um, you go back and you look at influential women throughout my lifetime, and the first two names that come to my head are Dolly Parton and Lucille Ball, because those were two amazing women, and they
Oh,
should
sure.
have set the standard for so many other people with all the stuff that they did. I mean, we would not have Star Trek if it wasn't for Lucille Ball, amongst
Uh,
many other
um,
things. But
I'm trying to I'm trying to grasp the concept of this comment. Um, so she
I,
died on the 8/25,
yeah, I don't.
but not 9/25.
Yeah,
But I
I
was
don't get
trying to
it.
figure out. I'm like, wait, am I? Because my birthday's
No.
the 4th of September, and I'm like, am I 2 days away from my
Oh,
birthday?
okay. No,
Wait,
no,
wait.
he admitted it. He made it. He's wrong. He's wrong.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. No, no. Yeah, I was just trying to figure it out
cooking.
because I'm like, whoa, wait, what's today's date? Like, I am
Yeah.
way lost now. I was like, what
Cooking
the
with Eric.
hell?
I got to tell this story because cooking with Eric has asked Star Trek. Yes. So Gene Roddenberry pitched Star Trek and put together, and they agreed to do a pilot, and he did a pilot, and the pilot was too cerebral, and they were going to scrap the show entirely. And Lucille Ball said, "No, we're not." And then they worked out a way to redo the pilot, and so they had to. He had Gene Roddenberry had to sacrifice one of two things on his pilot, and one was either the first officer that was a woman, or the alien with the pointed ears. And he sacrificed the female first officer and replaced that character with Nichelle Nichols' character, which is a black comms officer, so he could still have a black woman and a female character on the bridge at that time, and that was even better decision moving forward. But without Lucille Ball's fervent investment in Gene Roddenberry's vision, of what he wanted to do, the studio would have shut the show down before it
Huh.
ever got off the road. And so Lucille Ball is largely responsible for the propagation of Star Trek. Period.
Okay. I did not know that. That is definitely news to me. That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're around our age, you were growing up watching reruns, right, of I Love Lucy or any classic shows like
Well,
that,
but
and
you got to look into it and look at Desilu Productions,
oh, sure,
right? And how Desilu Productions, and that got morphed into and brought into CBS and yeah, CBS,
so
and so Lucille Ball became a key player in CBS.
I didn't know this, Justin, about Dolly turning down Elvis's request to cover
Yes.
I Will Always Love You." Of course, it doesn't surprise me that Colonel Tom Parker demanded whatever he demanded. Does not shock me
Tom
at
Hanks.
all.
I see Tom Hanks in that role. Why do I see Tom Hanks in that role? Oh yeah, because there was a movie.
Uh, what about yeah, right? Uh, Dolly was a producer on Buffy. What?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Buffy the
I
Vampire Slayer. Dolly Parton
no
was a
clue.
big time producer on that show.
No clue. I did not know that. That's interesting. Okay, well, there
Like I
you go.
said, she was heavily involved with so many
Huh.
different things that you don't even think about, and she
Right.
was a silent partner in things. If it moved, if it moved women's representation forward, she was involved with it. It was if it was involved with education, it moved forward. If it was involved with her local community and having that survive through devastation and travesty, she was involved. She was heavily involved in
Interesting.
so many things. She donated her time to children's hospitals,
Oh,
to
sure.
many different things because
But a producer on Buffy, that's not something I would pull out of the guess hat. Like, hey, what else did you think that she did? Oh, I don't know. Was
so
a producer on Buffy the Vampire. Like, I would not like children's hospitals, of course. Recording songs for charity, absolutely. But not a producer of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It just that would never. And Three Star says her
yep,
production company produced Buffy. Okay, director couldn't get an equal pay salary, so Dolly equaled it herself. Well, there
yep.
you go, um,
So yeah,
folks.
yeah, it's amazing.
I I, I don't want to shock anybody with this next picture, and
Uh-oh.
I don't want to scare anybody.
Oh no.
But we have exclusive images of some of the new cast from the Rings of Power. Matthew, have you
Oh,
seen some of the new cast from the Rings of Power?
yeah, and I almost fell out of my seat laughing.
Season 3, ladies and gentlemen, Rings of Power has added some new cast members. Exclusive images coming at you in 3, 2, 1.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
What the fuck am I looking at? Your silence says it all. What the fuck is this? What are
I
they
mean, like I said,
doing?
I did exactly what you did. I laughed and fell out of my chair the first time, but I really don't have anything to say about it because you look at that and it's like, I mean, are they trying to do Dune?
I don't know what's happening here. It's like,
Well, the white guy over there on the far right, he's not new. He was there before. He was
no,
the
and that's Disa on the left.
that's
These are
what I
their
thought.
children.
Oh yeah, okay. So they're okay. I see.
Okay,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, this is real, by the way. And when I saw this story,
I want to know how a underground dwelling species develops so much melanin in their skin. I'm just asking. I
this
mean,
is the
how does that happen?
next generation of dwarves. New image. from the Rings of Power introduces Lord of the Rings' first teenage dwarves. So, of course, they could go backwards in time, Matthew, so they can be the first, so they can do it first. And these are the first teenage dwarves, Gerda and Gamli. And yes, this is real.
I mean, are those are both women dwarves, right? Or is
I
that one
don't know
supposed to be a
what this
man?
is.
Is
I
that supposed
can't.
to be a guy? I guess
I'm
that's supposed to be a guy. I guess.
I'm
And
sorry.
the other one, you know what? Um, this show has never depicted dwarves the way that Tolkien wrote them. Um, in any fashion. So I couldn't imagine that they would continue to do so going forward, especially since they've lost the idea or the ability to do projection to make them look like dwarves. But um
Bombs over Baghdad. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. As if it couldn't get
look,
any
uh,
more comical for this show, and they
did
go and do this.
did you see? Was it the '90s Dune Sci-Fi Channel show? Did you ever see that one?
Did I see that adaptation of
Yeah,
Dune?
yeah.
I probably watched it back
Okay.
in the
Well,
day, but
so
I
the
with
princess
Red Shoe
had
Diaries. I don't know.
the princess in that movie, I believe, or that miniseries, had a hairstyle that was very much like that one dwarf right there with the ones that come out and have the little balls that come off and like that, whatever. So they've stolen that hairstyle from somebody else already,
Mm.
which doesn't seem very dwarf-like. Again, for a species who lives underground in the dark.
I feel really bad for these child actors. I mean, they got done dirty. They got done dirty, dude.
Look, I got nothing to say about this show. This show has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. It has nothing to do with Tolkien's world. And Tolkien's grandson is a fucking moron for adding to this and
Yeah.
saying that
I,
that he wants Sauron to be like Walter
I
White. Is that what he
Oh
said?
yeah, yeah, he wants Sauron to be. Yeah, look, you can't make heads or tails of that show, nor am I going to even try. I tried. I watched through season
I
two
think
and
I think
halfway through
Sauron is
season
going to
two.
have sex with everybody in the show
Oh
before the
yeah,
end.
no, he's a
I mean,
freak.
he's got to hit the head of the dwarves, he's got to hit the head of the
Yeah,
elves, and he's got to hit the head of the humans. And it
right
doesn't matter what species, it doesn't matter what sex. Sauron is going to mate with them.
now, I
So
do
every one of
have
them is complicit.
a bit of news that I did want to share with you. Did you ever play the game Fable, Matthew? Did you ever play Fable
I did
on like
not.
Xbox? Do you
I
remember? You
know
remember
the game.
Fable though?
I know the game. Yes, but I never did
So
play
they
it.
showed a trailer. They showed a trailer like a couple years ago. They're making a new Fable game, and they showed a new trailer. And the new trailer, the antagonist or the protagonist, I'm sorry, that you play as, well, you'll see the image, the original image, did not go over well with fans. And it seems that it was modeled after a developer who actually worked for the studio, who is a certain persuasion, and and so it's gotten a lot of criticism. Okay, they've gotten a lot of criticism over the original Fable character design, and the studio has decided to actually change the design. And I'm going to show the two pictures side by side. And I want you to tell me whether or not this was a good idea or not. Because they've gotten a lot of criticism over the character on the left was the original character design, which we've seen in Western gaming now, that women look like men with strong jawlines and prominent chins. They have actually decided to change the character image to the one on the right. This just came out. Um, Major facial redesign for Fable. Um, Dude, this game was getting absolutely roasted because they wanted you to play as this character on the left. And for 2 years, 2 years, nothing good had been talked about from gamers or anybody who would be interested in playing Fable. And it was a big series, well played games from the past. And this is an example of a development studio actually listening to their fans and deciding to go back and make changes, kind of like what happened with the Sonic movie
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Making those changes. You can only imagine what kind of comments came
Do you know
in.
why I never played this game
Um,
when it came out?
I know the guy who created it's kind of a cuckoo bird.
Do you know what the definition of the word fable is?
What, make believe?
No. It is a short fictional story that teaches a moral lesson, often using animals that act
Oh,
like humans as the main characters. So, Fable, the game,
right.
had nothing to do with fable, the word. That's why I never played the game.
Very true. Definitely didn't have you playing as animals. I can attest to that. Um, but
There's a whole furry thing going on there, so whatever. I mean, people
well,
like that stuff.
yeah, I can't
That's
argue
a
with
big
that.
thing, and I can't understand why they wouldn't have gone that route earlier. But
But in
whatever.
all honesty, though, it really did shock me that when I saw this because I just never thought that they would back down from this. I just thought they were pretty dead set, and then they even changed a little bit of the character. But the walking animation, even if you were playing as a male character, the walking animation was still a female, like hip side to side
Well, you
walk
heard about the Wolverine
animation.
game, right?
Oh, trust me, yes. I've heard all about the Wolverine game, and I want to talk about that on a stream tonight. But I did want to show. So American game developers have trouble doing females in their games. I don't know what it is. We've gotten a lot of
They're
characters like this one on
afraid.
the left. Um, and
They're afraid.
this is from a Chinese studio, Matthew, and I want to show you this trailer because I think you'll appreciate this trailer that came out from Gamescom, and this showed premiered today, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this
アメリカは
trailer.
単なる場所じゃない。夢なんだ。バーボンによって
This is
午
how
前4時を
Asians
回っても覚めない
represent
夢
women. Just wait. Ooh.
Can I already see that curve in that butt?
Oh, just wait.
Bubba.
It's like, okay. Okay.
数十年しか生きていない小アッパどもがアニメが幼稚だと今日はじいさんが家にいて
Oh, just wait.
こ
It
の
gets
国は
even
一体
better.
どうなること
The American flag.
Heck yeah, look at that. Woohoo!
これがかつて俺たちが夢見た
Saluting the flag, ladies and gentlemen,
これが
in all its glory. I
That's
mean,
funny.
you know,
That's funny.
look. I mean, look at this. Look at that salute. Look at that salute.
I'm telling you, I mean, look at the way they did the shorts on her and everything. I mean, come on.
This is again, this is a Chinese company. I looked it up, but I was like, yeah, they know how to represent women in video games. They
Well,
aren't
yeah.
scared. They're not scared of the woke mob. They're not scared of the cancel mob. They're not
No,
scared
they
of
they know what their audience wants,
yes,
and they're
absolutely.
they're trying to. I mean, come on, remember there was a game called Dead or Alive where you could turn the jiggle on or off on the fighting game. I'm just saying.
And
Now,
as Three Star says, that is more American than the 250th anniversary Duke. I got something for you.
absolutely,
I got a trailer for you,
absolutely.
Three Star, as well.
So I just sent you an image of an action figure review of an action figure that goes on sale on Thursday. And somebody was just posing the picture, posing the action figure in different positions, and talking about torso flexion and all this other stuff, and then it just turned the camera to this image that I just sent you.
Hello, hello. Okay, hello, hello.
Yeah, your classifieds can't do that.
Okay. I did want to share this for Three Star, and some of you guys might remember this game from back in the day, but I did want to share this. I'm not going to share any more trailers, but I did want to share this one. I am a little disappointed in this trailer, and because of what it is and just the fact of who the main character is, but you might guess it very early on in this
The
trailer.
Xenia continue to wage war against the human race.
I know Three Star was a big fan of this game back in the day.
The Order of the Turok.
Oh,
Mystical
wait.
guardians armed with enhanced abilities.
Turok, the dinosaur hunter, is
But then
now
how do
The war has moved to the Lost Lands, a site of
coming to a new console. Yeah, this is going to be coming out.
How do you do this without Turok?
I don't know. I'm guessing Turok is like more of the tribe than anything, you know. But yeah, there's
So
a new
he
Turok
created the
game coming out.
tribe.
They do have a male, they've got a female on the cover. So like, I don't know if you're able to play as different characters or you know what, but I assume this is a single player story driven game, you know, action adventure game. But a new Turok game's coming out. And yes, we talked about this, you know, this was an $80 N64 game back in the day.
It was a cool ass game.
Yeah, Turok was awesome. But yeah, one opening night live happened earlier today, and they did a bunch of game trailers. It's the Jeff Keighley, you know, with the Game Awards, you know, dude, and Gamescom is going on for the next few days.
Is
There's gonna be
that the
a lot
main
of video
character
game
there?
news. What's that?
Is that the main character there?
Yeah, they got, so at the very end, you'll see like it's got a guy and a woman. So I don't know, and then like a third character on there, I think.
I mean, if you get to select between them, I guess all right. I mean, I mean, I love Resident Evil 2 with Jill and Chris. You know,
Yeah.
as long as they have different traits.
But see, there's three characters on here, two ladies and
Sure.
a dude up top. But yeah,
As long as they
Turok
have all different
Origins.
traits, as long as they have different traits and
Right,
different,
right.
you know, I mean,
Yeah, fine with me.
yeah,
You know,
that's
I'm curious to
whatever.
see. I'm curious to see. I hope it's not a Unreal Engine 5 slop game like everything else is these days. But there you go. There's your own little Turok buddy. But anyway, so that's about all I got, man. You know, I think we covered the bases for the most part. They did. I don't know if you want to. It's up to you. It's 10 after 11. They did put out a new trailer for Avengers Endgame called the Encore trailer that does have some cut footage from Avengers Endgame. There are a couple of scenes. I don't think it's anything that's very telling, but there is a couple cool things in there. But we can always look at that next week. We have plenty of time.
No,
to
we
take a
can
look
look at
at
it now. That's fine.
It's up to
We
you.
can-
But
we can take a look at
yeah,
it.
so we'll take a look at this. This is from because Endgame is going to be back in theaters in Infinity Vision, and
So is Transformers the movie, by the way, in case you're interested.
absolutely
Transformers the movie
correct.
is coming
Yes,
back to theaters very soon.
we brought that up on was it last week or was it
Yeah.
like um looking at what's coming out. Stu for lunch says Steve Rogers drinks from a mug in this new cut. Yeah, hit the sack, cuz. We'll see you tomorrow on the backyard battlefield, buddy. Okay, so here's this trailer for Endgame called Avengers Endgame Encore trailer, and you'll be able to see this September 25th along with Transformers. Here we go.
And maybe we'll see it.
Oh, hang on.
Maybe not.
No, I got it. Well, it was actually stuck for a second too. It wasn't coming up. I was like, "Where's the?" There we go. It kept hitching.
Hey, Cap, you read me? Captain Sam, can you hear me? On your left. Avengers!
Assemble. We have a plan.
6 stones, 3 teams, 1 shot.
You mess with time. Time tends to mess back. Tony, this is a second chance.
There you have it,
Infinity
kids.
Vision, their own created invention to get you to pay more to buy tickets to their
yeah.
movies so they can increase their box office numbers in the United States by tricking you into thinking you're getting something special.
You go back though and think about the culmination of those movies, and
Man, it was such an event.
it's pretty fun.
You can't
Pretty
separate the emotional content that it comes from that event coming back, and then people are like, okay, let's relive this in the theaters, and they're going to throw in some new stuff, and between these Fathom events and all these other things, I can see the draw for it. It could do fairly well. Honestly, I don't want to see them mess with the movie because they're only going to make it worse.
By adding
You
in
you
adding in
you
shots.
you can't recover from the enormous idiotic decisions that Captain America and Tony Stark made in that movie. It the more you think about it, the more Endgame diminishes in your mind, and the more they cannot recover from it because it caused all of the problems that were simply avoided with a couple logical constructs
a
that you could have
couple
put in
couple
there.
things.
Just a couple.
Also, I just don't know how you recreate that
You
magic
can't.
because
You,
we
you
had
can't.
well, especially for Doomsday because we had all that build up, years of build up, right,
And
culminating in
Feige
those
denies
final
the
two
fact that there
movies.
was build up for Thanos. I was
Yeah,
like, would
no,
you
I
not
know.
understand that every single thing with just a couple lines of dialogue and a couple
Right.
frames of film, there was a huge build up in every fucking movie that built up to Thanos coming into Infinity War and Endgame. And yes, we didn't see him until Infinity War and Endgame, but there
Yeah,
were glimpses, and there were storytelling elements, and there were pieces of the
all
puzzle
along the
that
way.
made those movies significant to
Yeah.
Thanos' plan and how his plan was unfolding. So this was a massive amount of buildup. We have nothing for Doctor Doom.
No,
We
nothing
have
for
we have
Doomsday.
one movie with an end credit scene that is not even Doom.
Well, and also even
That's
then,
not Doom. That's not Doctor. That's not Victor Von Doom.
but
That
trying
is in the
to
scene with the baby.
right, but trying to build up for then Battle World. You know what I mean? Like trying to. It's just we just haven't had those years of build
Not
up.
even gonna go there.
Ronnie Trickshot, what's up, Wild Man? Still rocking the hats. Hell yeah,
Well, of course we're still working that. Sorry about that, Porch Pirate man. That fucking sucks. I'm glad you still got your stuff, I guess. But
dude, that
Porch
sucks.
Pirates are fucking low scum of the
Oh
earth.
yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, Loki TV show shit on the Infinity Stones. That's the thing. After Endgame, then they worked to poo poo on some of the all the work that they had created in that Loki TV series. Definitely, man. Having the Infinity Stones in that little
Mean
drawer,
nothing.
you know,
Just yeah, they're garbage.
is a big
Whatever.
nothing. Eric Thurman says, "Who is it, Matthew?"
I don't
Uh,
understand the question. Who is
that
who?
question, as in, if it's not Doctor Doom in that end
Oh,
credit scene, who
that
is it?
was Sylvie. In case you didn't know, the three witches of Latveria are the Ancient One and Sylvie and Doctor Strange's wife. Those are the three witches that they showed the costumes for at SDCC. Those are the three people that are providing Doctor Doom with a lot of his influence and power and all that stuff. So that was actually Sylvie, I believe, that
Oh,
was with the
Sylvie.
with the baby in the green Latvian witch's costume because we never saw the face, we never really saw the body. If it was supposed to be Doom, which it doesn't look like, but if it was supposed to be Doom, then the baby recognizes Tony Stark's face, whatever. There's a bunch of
I
things going
don't.
on there.
I wouldn't even give them credit to have even thought that ahead in that. I honestly wouldn't give them credit to even think that. I don't know what they were thinking when they filmed that
I mean,
scene.
I mean, if you look at the context of everything that's in there, a lot of people are pointing to the fact that that was Sylvie.
Interesting. Wolfgrim, Rageblade. I mean, what a badass name, of course. Do you think it should have been a trilogy to clean up the multiverse? Um, I
To
don't know
clean
what you
up the
could have done
multiverse,
with it.
I
Yeah, I think the problem was what they did afterwards. I don't think they needed a trilogy. It's just the problem was is that they tried to get people interested in C-list characters that people really weren't interested in, and
look,
they
the
also wrote them terribly. And so I don't
yeah,
think a trilogy, would
Doctor
have.
Strange, Doctor Strange, Two Moms destroyed the entire concept of the multiverse. The multi-universe concept was destroyed in that movie alone, and it because that movie, if you think about it for a second, pokes holes in the entire logic flaw that is the multiverse. And the reason why the multiverse doesn't work and is why the multiverse is a writer's out. Whenever they can't think of a solution, they have to use the multiverse. And Doctor Strange Two Moms is the ultimate example of why that concept is a lazy trope that ultimately fails.
Yeah, no, it's a fail safe. I mean, it's the ability to go back and just pull a rabbit out of a fucking hat, and they've done it. But as far as like if they did Infinity Wars to Endgame and they did a trilogy out of it, um, man, I don't. So from what I understand, they shot so much footage for Endgame that there's practically a whole other movie in there.
Yeah.
And so, could they have done something with that? I mean, I will say I know personally disappointed in how they wrapped up the Infinity War. That movie was so good, and I thought Endgame missed the mark.
Yes.
And so, maybe I don't know. I mean,
A-
look, that's a lot of
Endgame.
stuff to try to tie together. And
It,
like you said, they did kind of screw some stuff up with a couple decisions. But
yeah.
ultimately, I mean, look, I liked Endgame. I don't know what they could have done with
If
the trilogy to stretch that out. I guess
no, they wouldn't have done themselves any favors by stretching it out. If
probably
they
not.
had changed those two decisions
Yeah,
in Endgame, they would have completely changed what they would do with the next phase. And what they would have to have done with the next phases would have made more sense, would have been more palatable to people because they would have followed the consistency of the characters to the end of their lives. Okay, and then you can transition these things. If the shield doesn't go to Bucky, it doesn't make sense. It has to go to Bucky before it goes to Sam, and and you have to make that progression, and you have to also understand that Bucky has the serum or a portion or a variation of the serum. So he has some of the abilities of Captain America.
yeah,
Sam
that's the
Wilson
yeah,
Sam Wilson does not. Sam
none.
Wilson as a character was always better as the Falcon, not as a sidekick, as his friend, as his partner, as somebody who worked with him, as the Falcon, as
And
his
you
own man, not as Captain America, because none of those comic books sold well.
you also remember in the Falcon Winter Soldier where it's like, is he tempted to take the serum, and it's John Walker that ends up taking the
Well,
serum.
and if you look at that series and every other projection of John Walker did nothing wrong.
No,
John
I
Walker
agree with you. I'm just talking
was the
strictly.
actual hero, and they
Yes,
tried to make him not be the hero, but he actually was the hero
but
if
but
you think about it logically, and
but
he
I'm just talking
outshined
about
all of the other people.
strictly on the whole thing about Falcon not having any super soldier
Dumb.
abilities at all. It is dumb for him
It's
to
dumb.
have the shield and be Cap
He can't
because
properly
he can't.
wield the shield if he can't, if his armor's going to fucking shatter when the Hulk hits it, even
Exactly.
with the vibranium absorbing the force.
It
His
just in
armor's going to
any
fucking
well, just think
shatter.
of all the punishment that Cap took through the movies, and like Sam couldn't take that. I mean, it's not possible.
No.
So like, it just doesn't make we know why they did it.
Sam's
You
not going to get
know,
up and say, I can do this all day because his
you
bones are
can't do
fucking
that all day.
shattered.
Yes, but anyway, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously September 25th, you got Transformers the movie coming out with a little extra scene in there, I guess, with Optimus. Um, and it'd be fun to go back, go watch that at the theater anyway.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's got a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
It's got good characters.
dare
We
to
all
be
have to
stupid.
relive the trauma of
Dare to be
Optimus
stupid.
Prime.
No.
Dare to
Speaking
be
of
stupid. Dare to be stupid.
reliving the trauma,
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? Recently rewatched those episodes, and I am still kind of pissed that there isn't a way to see the original cut of those episodes where Shipwreck's kid aims, points, and fires a gun at Shipwreck before he melts him.
yeah, man.
I know they edited that stuff, but
Right.
honestly, I'm like, come on. Just you made it, you released it, it actually aired on television. Let's go back and bring that. So here's an
Sure
interesting
was
point
toasty.
that somebody brought up recently in a video that I saw in Pyramid of Darkness, the Fatal Fluffies. The card that is presented and that is read on screen,
Okay.
the overdub is different than what the card actually says.
Yes, that is correct.
And the original release had the original dub where they read the card exactly. Do you know why the overdub is different than what was later released.
That I don't know.
Okay. It's a simple thing. It has to do with Zartan's original file card.
Okay.
Zartan's original file card mentioned schizophrenia, split personality disorder, and it went into all those things. And there was a
Oh.
huge backlash
Yes.
against split personalities and multiple personality disorders and how they were misrepresenting those things. And there's a parent backlash that came against Hasbro that was extremely hard, so that they changed the file card moving forward on Zartan. And so after they had sent to China or Japan or whatever to animate these scenes, these things were already animated, so they could not change those things, but they could change the overdub later. So when they read that line, please enjoy their split personalities, it changed to something different that we all have heard recently. And all subsequent versions do not have the proper reading of that card because of the Zartan file card, because they couldn't mention split personalities. They couldn't talk about that because of the fear of the backlash of misrepresentation.
I just call them like I see them, man. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Bitch got a split personality. It is what it is. Just call it like you see it. Just like Target. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd say that's about it for this week. Do appreciate everybody hanging out with us and chilling out on a Tuesday night for a little while. Next week we'll be back again, and I need to see about maybe putting together one of those little lists of the TV shows that Disney and the Marvel, Star Wars, and other things that have come out, and see whether or not we really remember them or give a crap about any of them. I mean, it's amazing how many they've made. And yeah, Eric, this Sunday, man. So I've got a birthday party on Saturday that for me, I'm not throwing it for myself. That would be really weird. But Sunday probably can do a show. I actually have a bunch of stuff. I want to talk about the WNBA. I've got stuff saved for that. I've got some local stories saved of some stuff that's going on here in Nashville that I wanted to talk about. I have some stuff saved. So yeah, Sunday I would definitely like to do one. I haven't done one in like 3 weeks. But when I'm hanging out with my son and stuff like that, man, it's kind of hard. It's like we have a good time hanging out together and cutting up. So that's tough. But this Sunday I will do a show. This Sunday, you guys make sure to go by 3-Star Draw's channel tomorrow night. He's doing a show with Krusty Old Crow. I'm sure you guys have watched it, the Backyard Battlefield. So that'll be going on 3-Star's channel and Crow's channel. Actually, I believe they do dual stream that show. Interesting choice, but that's what they've agreed upon. So you can catch it on either channel. So give either one of them a view or bounce back and forth for IL, whatever you want to do. But that's all for us this week, man. I really do appreciate you guys. Miss Dolly, use the jam. And y'all have a great week. And yes, Stu, I definitely, if I could declare for the WNBA draft, I would probably try just for the publicity. But anyway, so yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. I'll see y'all on Sunday, and I'll probably see y'all in the chats tomorrow on Backyard Battlefield. Okay, so hey, like, share, subscribe, tell a buddy, bring a friend. Same bat channel, same bat time next week. Y'all come on back. We'll do it again, man. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good week.